وفي العز للعبد الذليل تبلغ بالقليل من القليل بالقليل من القليل وأي السد للسفر الطويل وأي السد للسفر الطويل.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. أما بعد، فقد قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قالوا كنا مستضعفين في الأرض قالوا ألم تكن أرض الله واسعة فتهاجرون فيها. صدق الله العظيم. Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Portion of a verse of the Holy Quran which is relevant today as it was during the time of the Nabi and even before that. It is an evergreen verse which applies to every human being today. It translated reads, قَالُوا كُنَّا مُسْتَضْعَفِينَ. They say, we were oppressed and downtrodden and tortured on the earth. قَالُوا, they, the angels, will say, أَلَمْ تَكُنْ أَرْضُ اللَّهِ وَاسِعَةً. Was not the earth of Allah vast and expansive? فَتُهَاجِرُونَ فِيهَا, so that you may migrate thereinto. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here tells us that if we are in difficulty, even in our own land, then you must migrate. Find better pastures, greener pastures, safer pastures. Because this earth does not belong to me, does not belong to you, it belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alam takun ardullahi wasi'atan. Wasn't this earth of Allah expansive and vast and big? As Allama Iqbal says, when Tariq bin Ziyad went to Spain and wanted to land there, he looked at the land and he says, this is the land of God. Har mulk mast ke mulke khuda mast. Every land is our land because every land belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is the property of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Man has made these borders. He has brought about divisions. And today we see in our land that people dislike people of their own color, even looking just like them, because they are from another land. And when you look, really, we haven't made these borders. These borders have been made by the colonialists from the West. And yet today when you see, you will find that the West is only talking about unity, European Union, EU, and so on, NATO alliance, and everything else. They are united. But they left us with the borders that we have. We are supposed to be one nation. As Allama Iqbal tells to the Muslim, he must watch out because he is part of an ummah that is united by La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Fard qaim rabt millat se hai tanha kuch nahi. O you individual Muslim, by extension human being, फर्द कायम रब्त मिल्लत से है तन्हा कुछ नहीं. you are strong and powerful, O individual, because you are united and solidified by being one in a community. Just like मौज है दरिया में और बैरूने दरिया कुछ नहीं. The wave is the wave in the ocean. Outside the ocean, it is only a splash of water, useless. So you will be useless if you leave this unity and you want disunity. So we see that the worst type of idol, we have to blame the West because they are the first nationalists of our time. He says, in taza khudaon mein bada sabse watan hai, jo pehran uska hai, wo mazhab ka kafan hai. O Muslim, you beware, because amongst the new gods that have been carved out, the biggest one is nationhood, nationalism, narrow nationalism. And the garb that this idol adorns is the kafan of Islam. It is the shroud of Islam worn by a dead person. So it is the death knell of Islam that we accept anything like nationalism and narrow nationalism and distinction, because Islam does not stand for it. Allama Iqbal tells us clearly, the greatest enemy of Islam was Abu Lahab. He tells us, Wisal Mustafawi iftiraq Abu Lahabi. To be together, to be one, to be united is from Muhammad Mustafa. And iftiraq, and to be desiccated, disunited, and in disarray is from Abu Lahab. Do you want Mustafa or do you want Abu Lahab? And this is a lesson to the entire humanity, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made all people and He gave them all dignity and respect. The Quran says, وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. We have made respect and honor pour forth on the children of Adam. All of us are respected beings. We are supposed to be revered. Admiyat ihtirame admi. What is being a human being? What is to humanity? It is to respect the next human being. That is what Iqbal says. That we must not forget this lesson. That Allah has made us into tribes and nations that we may know and recognize one another. لِتَعَارَفُوا. And what is ta'aruf? أَعْمَلُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. That you will do ma'ruf, you will be of benefit to others. That is why Allah has made. A believer is one who just does not recognize the other person, but he recognizes his needs and he wants to fulfill his needs. That is where Arafah comes from, is that you come to the assistance of others. This is what Islam wants. यही मकसूद फितरत है, यही रमज़े मुसलमानी, अखुवत की जहांगीरी, मोहब्बत की फरावानी. तो बुताने रंग खूं को तोड़ कर मिल्लत में गुम हो जा, कि न तूरानी रहे बाकी, न ईरानी न अफगानी. What is the aim of nature? And nature, Islam is the natural way of life. And what is the aim of Islam? यही मकसूद फितरत है, यही रमज़े मुसलमानी, अखुवत की जहांगीरी, मोहब्बत की फरावानी. That there must be abundance of love. Love must be flowing at all times, oozing from every pore of our body. And mohabbat ki farawani, and the sovereignty of love should prevail on this earth. So therefore, especially O Muslim, you must set the example. Butane rang khun ko tod kar millat mein gum ho ja. Take this idol of blood and color and smash it, so that it may become one with dust, so that neither an Turani is left, na Irani, na Afghani. He says, "Ke na Turani rahe baki, na Irani, na Afghani." So we ourselves, we find in the Muslim world that this disease, this Abu Lahab traits are penetrating through us because we have let down our guards of being Mustafawi, belonging to Muhammad Mustafa. And therefore he tells us also that your nationalism must go, because you quwwat tere tawheed, bazu tere tawheed ki quwwat se qawi hai, Islam tera des tu Mustafawi hai. How are you strengthened? Because you believe in the unity of God. And through that, the unity of creation, first of all, the unity of mankind. Bazu tera tawheed ki quwwat se qawi hai, Islam tera des tu Mustafawi hai. What is your country? India? Iraq? Morocco? No, Islam is your country. And what is your nationality? Tu Mustafawi hai. You belong to Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You are a Muslim, and that is what we want the entire world to see, that this gift that Muhammadur Rasulullah has given us, the gift of Islam, which binds the black and the white and the not so white and the brown and people of every language under the banner of La ilaha illallah. There is only one object of worship, and that is Allah, Allah, Allah. Wa sallallahu ala nabi al-kareem. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
العز للعبد الذليل تبلغ بالقليل من القليل بالقليل من القليل وعزة للسفر الطويل وعزة للسفر الطويل وفي عصيانه عار ونار وفي عصيانه عار ونار وفي البعد مع خزي وبيل